My name's Chesney Menard. I'm from Scott. I was born in Wyoming to my dad and my mom. They were together at the time. They were never married. And my mom had already had a son with another man. And then when my dad and my mom split up, I moved to Utah with my brother and my mother. She met someone named Wes, who she ended up getting married to really fast. He got her on to like really bad drugs, like heroin and different things like that. And he started like selling her out, and it just wasn't a good situation. We were constantly at our neighbor's house. So one day she finally decided to call CPS when she realized what was going on. And I went into a facility, a foster care facility, until my brother's aunt went and renewed her foster care license so she could bring me into a home that I knew and I was comfortable with. I was probably about 5 at the time. Right before I turned 8, I want to say I was 7.5. I moved to Louisiana with my father and my stepmother, who recently had custody of me. And then I came over here after they got into a really rocky divorce. It was not good. I lived in a camper with my dad for 6 months, and I found a lot of his drug stuff. I found tubes, I found his cocaine, I found everything of his. And then when my dad got incarcerated, I lived with my grandma, and I still do. The summer before my 6th grade year, she had went and started fighting for custody of me, and she finally got it. I was really excited because I love my grandma with my whole heart. My life growing up was a little bit different than everybody surrounding me. And so it was a little bit of, resentment towards the students that I was seeing, like with good, loving, caring families, and I was kind of given this, horrible story to begin my life. My circle has always been very small because of the abandonment issues that I had as a kid. It took me a long time to get over those issues. I would probably tell my parents thank you. I know that sounds weird, but I would say thank you to them because they showed me who I did not want to be. I feel like it did make me strive for better grades, and it drove me towards the line of success. And I would say thank you for allowing me to be here with my grandma, who I feel like is probably a big part of my success. I love the support she gives me. No matter if we argue, no matter if we fight, she's always there for me. She definitely showed me what kind of woman I should be and what kind of woman I want to be. I worked in the counselor's office for my off period, and one day I had walked in, I think I was going to file some papers or something, and Miss Grissom was like, I have an application I need you to fill out. It's late, but we're going to try it anyways. And so I sat in her chair and she just started asking me questions. And she wrote the letter right there on the spot to send to Mr. Armentor. I knew Mr. Armentor from TV. I knew he was a lawyer, but I had no idea about him, like what he had gone through or anything like that. I just knew he was a lawyer on TV. Seeing what he went through as a child and seeing where he's at now, I think that itself was just something that, gave me, hope or a bright eye into the future. I got a call from Miss Adele, and she was like, hey, we're doing meetings with Mr. Armentor on this day. You need a letter or an essay describing some things. And I was like, okay, I'll be there. And I went. The same night I got a phone call, my phone started ringing. And so when it said Glenn Armentor Law Corporation, I had answered it. And he had started talking to me. He told me I got the scholarship, and I started crying. Right after I hung up with him, I called my grandma. I boohoo cried with her. I was so excited the day of. Here in Louisiana, nobody knew what I'd gone through as a child. Actually, when Mr. Glenn Armentor came to my award ceremony and was reading my counselor letter, everybody's mouths were like in awe when they found out it was me. They were very shocked because I don't portray like somebody who's had hardships in their life. I don't want pity for it. That doesn't define who I am. I define who I am. So my words of advice for the people going through the same thing as me would be to just keep on pushing through. You have to want it more for yourself than other people want it for you. To Mr. Glenn Armentor and the Scholarship Committee, I would like to tell them thank you for giving me this opportunity and for allowing me to receive this scholarship from them. knowing that there is people out there who are helping families and kids who went through what I've gone through, it's good. I'm glad that they're doing it, putting some good out into this world. I'm going to college for accounting. I'll be going to UL. I'll start in the fall. I do feel proud of myself. I think looking back, I never thought I would ever come this far. I never thought I would be going to college or, in a stable home with a stable family. I don't think that was a thought on the mind of the little girl I was. To the little girl I was, I would probably tell her, you will make it somewhere. You're gonna come out of this okay, and you're gonna end up with a good life and a good home. My name is Chesney Menard, and I'm a winner of the Pay It Forward Scholarship.